Hello guys, Enders here. This is just going to be a video detailing my current thoughts leading up to Battlefield 6. It's obviously a ways away, but I just want to get my thoughts in one place and put out what I think currently. Just before we get into things, make sure you guys like and subscribe. There is going to be a really insane frag movie that I'm going to be posting first week in January. So if you aren't already subbed to the channel, hit the sub button, turn notifications on. I promise you this frag movie will not disappoint. It's going to be nuts. We're talking custom cinematics, some of the best clips I've ever hit in any game, all in one place. It's going to be really impressive. Anyway, thoughts about leading up to BF6. First, I want to address like the situation Battlefield is currently in. Battlefield 5 really left Battlefield in a really precarious position. I really feel that if they mess up Battlefield 6, don't count on there being a Battlefield 7. Because Battlefield 5 cost EA a lot of money. It was not received well by anyone with an actual brain that actually played the game. And it just overall didn't impress anyone. And it didn't bring anyone back. A lot of people, like the majority of people left very, very quickly, and it will not be remembered as a good time. That being said, the community right now is kind of in shambles as well. You know, it's just, I feel like it's very fragmented, it's very divisive, and this happens in a lot of gaming communities, but Battlefield is really bad right now. I genuinely feel like the community as a whole needs to raise their standards. They need to really look at what is being produced by DICE and approved by EA and just published in general in Battlefield games, and they need to understand that this is really not the quality that should be delivered. We need to just hold DICE EA to higher standards. The community needs to realize that they need to hold DICE EA to higher standards, and DICE EA needs to actually deliver for once, because if they don't deliver on Battlefield 6, it is not looking too good for the Battlefield franchise, and it would just be really unfortunate because, you know, this is a lot of people's favorite game, and I really feel like Battlefield just really hasn't peaked yet, in my opinion. I feel like it's really just so close to being good every time, but they just mess it up with just massive mistakes mixed in with a bunch of small mistakes. And it just, like, on paper, it always looks good, but it never turns out. It's just so sad. So yeah, that's my thoughts about the current situation right now. As far as Battlefield 6 game setting, I don't think there's any doubt that it's going to be modern. I think they would be incredibly stupid not to make a modern Battlefield game. That's what everyone's been asking for. Even since before BF1, I really feel like people weren't done with modern even after Battlefield 4 and Battlefield Hardline. People just like modern games, so if they don't make it modern, I don't know what to tell you. It's just a very stupid decision. I think Battlefield 6 will also inevitably have crossplay and the problems that come with it. I think crossplay is good inherently, but the approach that is being taken is very bad when it comes to aim assist. Aim assist, if Battlefield 6 does have crossplay, which I do believe it will have crossplay, look at the direction of every other AAA FPS that has come out recently. Everyone has crossplay, all this stuff. But the aim assist is a real issue, particularly in Cold War. If I can find clips of the aim assist, they'll be running right now. But it is literal aimbot level. It is not. It's just bullshit. Period. It is absolute bullshit, and it will be an issue in Battlefield 6 if Battlefield 6 has crossplay. They need to take the right direction with aim assist and crossplay. There needs to be aim assist, but it doesn't need to be as strong as it is, and it is very, very strong in these recent games, and it just doesn't need to be this strong, man. It ruins the skill gap for controller players. It ruins the skill gap in general. It really just delegitimizes your game to an extent, because take Apex, for example. Apex is a game with a lot of movement. It's very difficult to have good aim in that game, and when professional players on mouse and keyboard are switching to controller for the aim assist, you know something's wrong. I don't want that to happen to Battlefield. I feel like that would really take away from the game and just really delegitimize it. Another thing that I keep hearing about Battlefield 6 is, oh, it's going to have 128 players. Well, I think that would be another absolutely awful decision. If they go for 128 player games, I honestly think it's going to end up like Grand Ops did in Battlefield 5, and just nobody's going to play it. It's going to be awful. Think about the networking in a 128 player server. The netcode in Battlefield 5, even in 16v16, is really bad. Imagine 128 players. Imagine how bad the networking is going to be on that. No one ever thinks about that. I think it's a stupid gimmick. I think it's just a trailer gimmick. That's all it is. I don't think it's going to play well. I don't think you can balance around it. And can you even imagine how large they're going to make the maps for these 128 player game modes? Just imagine. Al Sundan is already the size of a small country, and they made it for 64 players. That map could easily facilitate 128 players. But, you know, if they're going to do 128 players, they're going to quadruple the size of the maps for no reason. I think it's a terrible idea in general. I don't think they can pull it off. I don't think it's going to play well even if they do pull it off. And I think it's a waste of time. Next thing I want to talk about is skill-based matchmaking and the gradual transition away from the private server systems. You could easily see this from Battlefield 3 to Battlefield 5. I'm talking about the transition away from, private servers. If you go from Battlefield 3, which you couldn't even launch multiplayer through the game itself, you could only launch it through a internet browser called Battlelog. Then you look at Battlefield 5, where I remember on the first day of the alpha, I was looking for the server browser and I couldn't even find it. So, and this ties into SBMM. You look at the gradual transition away from private servers to a more matchmaking-oriented system. If they do crossplay and all that stuff, you can bet your ass there's going to be skill-based matchmaking in Battlefield 6. Listen, is not what most people want to hear. I honestly do predict that Battlefield 6 will have skill-based matchmaking. For example, if you remember a few weeks ago, they tested a sort of skill-based matchmaking system in Battlefield 5 for the breakthrough game mode. What do you think that was for? Do you think that was Battlefield 5, a game that they said they stopped supporting like 9 months or a year ago? Or do you think that's for Battlefield 6 and there's going to be a version of that on steroids in Battlefield 6? It's for Battlefield 6, 100%. It's unfortunate that I even have to say that, but I think it's really inevitable. They just have to make sure that they somehow do it correctly. I don't know. It's really something I don't think you can avoid. So I'm not going to spend much time discussing it, but I do think it's going to be in the game. As for the matchmaking system, if they go to a full matchmaking system with no private servers, I think that's a very good way to instantaneously piss off everyone in your community and simultaneously destroy your game from the start. If they go to a full matchmaking system, BF6 is dead on announcement. Not dead on release, dead on announcement. If you hear the words SBMM before Battlefield 6 is released, the game is over from that moment on. Because that means that there most likely isn't any private server support. Moving on from that, mechanics that should/shouldn't return from Battlefield 5, obviously get rid of attrition. It's not fun. It's not intuitive. It's detrimental to the game. Attrition should definitely not return. Suppression should stay removed. They should 100% remove spread to recoil conversion, which if you don't know what that is, I'll link an article, well not an article, but a website called sim.gg that gives a detailed explanation of it, but I'll give a brief one here. Spread to recoil conversion basically makes Battlefield 5's recoil random, and that is pretty much the worst way to go about gunplay in my opinion, because it is so inconsistent that nobody, no matter your skill level, can ever master it, and that is terrible. So that mechanic needs to be completely removed. But I do think that some mechanics that should remove are the ability to pick up health and ammo from your teammates. I think that that is a very needed change, especially considering how unaware the Battlefield community is. I feel like putting the option in your hands to get ammo and health for yourself is very good. Another mechanic that should return is definitely the Battlefield 3 squad perk system. I really like that system after going back and playing Venice Unleashed a little bit. I really like the squad perk system from Battlefield 3. I think it could need some tweaking. For instance, Battlefield 3, a lot of the times in the squads, people are running the same perk. Like 4 of them will be running the same perk, and it's overlapping and not doing anything. What you could do is you could tweak that system to detect if anyone is trying to equip the same perk and just auto switch it to like a default preset you could set. I think that system's awesome. I think it allows you to adapt to situation. Like if you're getting suppressed a lot, just theoretically, you could switch to squad cover. If you need more ammo, you could use squad ammo. If you want more explosive resistance, you could use squad flak. I just really like the system. I think that should return in the next Battlefield game. I want to know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys think about, you know, all my thoughts in here. What are some of your thoughts? And definitely, if you liked the video, hit the like button, subscribe for more. I plan on putting out more and more content. I'll be thoroughly covering Battlefield 6, thoroughly playing Battlefield 6, I'm sure. And I stream every single day on twitch.tv/enders. Join the Discord. There's a lot of activity going on in there. You can get a lot of updates, and you know, you can come in and talk to me. I'm in there quite often. Follow me on Twitter as well for updates. That is where I post a lot of things. And also the YouTube community tab. Pay attention to that. So yeah, Frag movie next week. Really excited for it. I hope you guys are excited for it too. I will see you guys later. Thank you so much for watching.